We will leave this island together. On September 9th, 2015, I had a lucid dream in that while I was asleep, I watched it as though I was watching a movie and was fully aware that I was dreaming. It seemed to correspond to the current section I was studying at the time in A Course in Miracles, Workbook Part 2, Section 2, titled, What is Salvation? Lessons 231 through 240. There were two main points I took away from this divinely given dream. One, salvation comes from within ourselves, and secondly, we all go as one. I dreamt I was on a beautiful island, along with what I understood to be all of humanity. The beach was very crowded, and as I looked around, I was surprised to see that everyone felt familiar to me. All in all, it appeared to be a pleasant place. Even so, I had a nagging feeling of dissatisfaction. In fact, I was actually quite sick and tired of the place. I didn't really want to be there anymore, but wasn't sure why. I then wondered if I had any other options. Did I have to spend my time here? Could I leave the beach? I looked around and realized with a shock that I'd never explored the interior of the island. I also realized I needed a tour guide for this. As soon as I thought this, a tall, handsome man with tanned skin and shoulder-length wavy brown hair approached me. He appeared to be the owner of the island. He seemed friendly and approachable, and I liked him instantly. I told him how I was feeling and asked him if he would give me a tour to explore the interior areas of the island. "Why, yes," he replied, with such joy and gratitude that it surprised me. "I would love to give you a tour of the interior of the island. Almost no one ever asks to do this. In fact, most people are so bedazzled by the beach that they don't notice anything else." I got the impression that not many people knew the beach wasn't their only choice. "Okay," I replied. I was excited to arrange a tour, and that the guide was so exceedingly pleasant. His presence radiated love in such a profound way that I wanted to do whatever he asked of me. I then found myself seated across from the guide at a table inside a restaurant at the edge of the beach. There were a bunch of papers in front of me to go over and sign, but before we began, I had a question. "So, how much does this tour cost?" I asked. "Oh, my dear, that's the beautiful part," the guide replied. "It costs you absolutely nothing. It is completely free with your trip here. But, like I said, most people just want to go to the beach. They have no interest in going inward on the island. We simply wait for individuals who are ready to go by their own request. It takes most people a long time at the beach before they're ready to go inward." I then wondered exactly how many people I could bring on this tour, because I wanted to bring everyone on the beach. Even so, I was also vaguely aware that there were some people on the beach that I didn't especially like, but I was compelled to overlook this and include them all. I was sure that the tour guide would want us to all go together. So I asked, "Exactly how many people can you accommodate per tour? There are a lot of people down on the beach, and I bet they don't even know they can leave. In fact, I think most people are feeling downright miserable there, and I don't see very many of your staff around. Overall, I think everyone feels abandoned by you and left on their own. I don't mean to be rude, but all in all, we don't feel very cared for. You seem understaffed. Most of us feel lonely, unhappy, unloved, and forgotten by you." At these words, the guide just sat back, crossed his arms on his chest, raised an eyebrow, and smiled. He appeared amused by my assumptions and unperturbed by my criticisms. It was also clear he was still pleased about something. I then understood he felt happy about my request to bring everyone on his tour. He assured me everyone would be included. In fact, this point was important. He also told me that he actually had many helpers that worked behind the scenes no one ever saw, and that we were all deeply cared for and loved. Satisfied with this answer, I signed the papers in front of me, finalizing the agreement. "There is just one more thing," the guide said. "You should probably spend the rest of today with my 2 assistants and check out the interior of the island alone with them first. Then you can come back fully prepared to tell everyone how wonderful the interior of the island truly is. That way, they will be all the more convinced to leave the beach and join me on the tour." I thought that sounded like a great idea, knowing many people would be hesitant to leave the beach for any reason. They needed to be willing to follow the tour guide. At that moment, the tour guide's assistants appeared at the door. They were 2 beautiful, friendly, smiling ladies with long blonde hair wearing white dresses. I got into an open-topped white Jeep with them. We drove a long way, and at last we arrived at the opening to a large cave. "This is as far as we will bring you for now," the ladies told me. "The wonders that lie deep within here are unexplainable. You have to experience them for yourself. However, once you take this path, you can never return to the beach. So, we won't take you further until you tell us you're ready." I felt a small pang of anxiety at this. I could never return to the beach? It wasn't too bad there, but I was also very excited to explore the wonders inside the cave. I felt slightly torn. It appeared I had a choice to make. The ladies sensed my anxiety and laughingly reassured me that although the cave path went in very deep, it was gentle and easy to navigate. The path was straight, and there were no other options beyond this point. The beauty and wonders I'd find within would far eclipse anything I'd ever known on the beach. All my needs would be met, and I would be forever happy, loved, and satisfied. They said that the cave path inward takes a person all the way home. I then realized I'd been away so long I couldn't recall what home was like. I also realized I seemed to have forgotten the way. I really wanted to take the shortest, simplest way possible, and the cave path seemed to be it. I felt there would be a long delay in getting home if I continued to search for other ways off the island. I would take this path. This decision instantly alleviated my anxiety. I wanted to go home. I was definitely coming back to this cave, but not without everyone else. So I agreed to go back to the beach one last time. I couldn't wait to tell people about this new choice. And with that thought, I was instantly back on the beach. It was nightfall now, at the end of the same day. Everyone was tired and nobody seemed happy. The people were just sitting around in a dejected sort of way, thinking about their problems. I excitedly began to tell them I'd arranged for an amazing tour of the interior of the island for us all the next day, after which everything would be healed. The tour guide had promised. Some seemed to doubt my words. Their problems appeared unfixable. Yet, what could they lose? After all, no sacrifice was being asked except to give up an unhappy existence and to be willing to go. There ended the dream. And so, the metaphors of this dream reaffirm to me that we all go together on this inward journey because we are one in truth. Therefore, exclude no one from your love, for everyone is as much a part of your journey as yourself, as part of your one self. This is salvation. The salvaging of all the seemingly separate parts of our one self through all-inclusive love. This is the inward path, the way home.